Have you ever told yourself that you're gonna sleep at 10 o'clock and then boom, all of a sudden it's 2 o'clock and you're still on your phone scrolling? If that's you, I'm really sorry because you just took out 7 years of your life. Yes, the average person spends 7 years of their life just scrolling. But don't worry because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do and how to cut down this entirely.
Do you use your phone a lot?
Actually, no. My screen
Really?
time went down to like 50 minutes probably.
No
a
way.
day. I'm not even joking. But it went up again because I started doing emails on my phone. And now it's pretty high, I think.
What's it at now? Can I see? Wait, what is this? This is your screen time?
Yeah.
This is 10 hours a day.
Yeah, now it's like really. Wait. Hold up. All right, maybe that was just delusional. I swear, it was 54 minutes.
You definitely don't want to be that guy. Okay, so very quickly, I'm just gonna explain the simple psychology behind doom scrolling. Firstly, realize that this is not entirely your fault. These mega companies are churning in thousands and thousands and millions of dollars into just developing the most addictive forms of content you can find and to just keep you hooked non-stop. Okay, so point number one is the dopamine effect and the endless scroll. So every time you scroll down, your brain gets a small dopamine hit, and because the next video is unpredictable, it creates a gambling like effect. So you keep hoping that the next video will be better. So your feed is basically engineered perfectly to exploit your dopamine systems and keep you in that anticipation. So number two is the negativity bias. Our brains are basically wired to pay more attention to negative things, and this is specifically for primary reasons. So social media companies know this and they push fear, they push scary content, they push controversial things to you, and all this is just to keep you engaged for longer. So, well, how does this work against you? I'm not gonna spend too much time explaining this, but I'll explain it quickly in just about 30 seconds. So these two things create something known as mental fatigue. This constantly consuming bad news, controversial takes and endless opinions that overload your brain. They lead to stress, they lower your focus and even can cause some sort of anxiety that you may notice. Now I'm gonna share my personal experience with this. So here's what worked for me. Number one, put your phone on grayscale mode. This basically means that everything on your phone turns to black and white. What this does is it makes your phone extremely unappealing and boring to use, so you don't even feel like using your phone in the first place. A research paper actually showed that this reduces your willingness to use the phone by up to 30%. And yes, I know it's a bit weird, I get made fun of a lot for this, but trust me, it works. Obviously, you want to set a timer for your apps, so you can simply do that in the settings. But if that doesn't work for you and you see yourself like constantly increasing your time limit, what you can very easily do is long press the app and delete it. Now, I know this may be like groundbreaking for some of you, but trust me, this is the most effective way to do it. Just cut out the app entirely and you'll see how beneficial it is. You'll realize just how many times you go unknowingly and scroll to the app to open it, and just the thought is so scary, like your brain is wired to automatically take you to that place. How scary is that? Another very useful tip is to stop taking your phone to the toilet. Just think about how ridiculous this is. Like for every small gap in time that we have in our lives, we have to fill it with some form of content. Really? Can we not like have a bath without watching reels? Can we not use the loo without watching reels? Like I've literally met people who say like, no, I have to watch reels while I'm in the toilet. I just have to. It's good fun. Like come on, man! Like you're using the toilet. It's not a entertainment zone. We all must have spent some insane amount of time in the bathroom just watching reels, so please don't do it. Another thing that really helped me was just changing the way I saw it. What I used to see as just some sort of like fun entertainment, I began to see it as something that's like going against me, something that's making me a worse person, something that's purposefully reducing my attention span and it's basically plotting against me. And I know this is a weird perspective to develop, but then it makes you see things differently. So what happens is basically you associate so much negativity with it that you think it's something that you should completely avoid. Another mindset shift is to tell yourself, what am I doing? Like, seriously, are you literally just sitting on the side of your bed all alone in a room and watching short form content for 2 3 hours a day? Really? Does that seem ambitious? And when this really comes into perspective is when you see other people scrolling. I see so often people on a dinner table will just be watching reels, and I'm just looking at him thinking, what are you doing? I've literally had instances where I see a father sitting with their child on a dinner table at a restaurant, and the father's sitting on his phone and scrolling, and the child is making noise, and the child clearly wants affection and love from the father. He's wanting his attention. That's why he's screaming. But what does the father do? He whips out the iPad and gives it to the kid. So now the kid is on his phone and the dad is on his phone. Another thing I want to emphasize is what you consume literally shapes who you are. It literally shapes what you think about, which literally translates into who you are. You might have experienced watching like this really like popular reel one day, and then the next day, like without knowing, you just like randomly start singing the reel, like some trendy TikTok song, or you start doing some dance like this. So these are unconscious things that are happening on your brain. So these things are happening at a level which you don't even have control of. When your subconscious is filled with these thoughts, these random things that you have no control of, that's literally a sign for you to stop. Most of you won't even have made it this far in this short video. And be truthful to yourself. How many times do you have to scroll down to the comments of this video, or scroll on the sidebar to see what other videos are there? Or did you open your phone while watching this? So just turn off all your notifications and delete the apps if you're actually serious about this. It's really weird at first because the whole world is connected by social media, and you might feel like you're missing out at times, but trust me, you're going to be doing so many better things with your time, and you're going to be feeling so much more fulfilled with what you have, rather than these random conversations about like the new brain rot or whatever it is. Just remind yourself that you're doing something that's good for yourself, and that you're doing something to make yourself better. There will be times where you're going back and you find yourself in that same rhythm again. We all do it. It happens to all of us. Everyone goes back to that same thing just because of how readily available it is. But every time that happens, remind yourself that this is something I don't want to be doing. I don't want to be this kind of person who's completely consumed by this nonsense content. So keep reminding yourself and keep making the changes. There's literally nothing more unattractive than being that guy who watches random girls dance and videos of random girls doing this and lip syncing songs, and singing these random songs, or these weird memes that don't even make any sense, or just people screaming at each other. Disassociate yourself from these things now before it's too late. Please take these things seriously. I know it's not the most sexy answer that you want to hear. I know it's not saying that just meditate for 2 minutes a day and all your worries will be gone in this world. But it's these unsexy, boring habits that will make you better, that will make a genuine difference to your life. So put your phone down.